Bickley and Marana. Bickley and Marana Mornings. Arizona Sports. The local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
What do you know? Hope is alive on Planet Orange. A general manager who many deemed unqualified is getting rave reviews locally. The credibility crisis in Phoenix is no longer at code red. There's a belief that the Suns nailed the NBA draft through good luck and sheer aggression, and it feels good to feel good about the Suns again. Now, granted, there are some in the local media who are already handing Brian Gregory the Executive of the Year award, and this is as dangerous as it is disingenuous. We know better than anyone how drafts that look good on paper can look terrible on a basketball court. And if you watch the NBA draft, you are constantly reminded of how young these players are, many of whom will have a very rude awakening in the cutthroat world of professional basketball. But I think Gregory looked in the right places for his head coach. I'm impressed with the first impressions of Jordan Knott, and after potentially getting played in the trade of KD, I think the Suns front office did very well over the past 2 days. But more than anything, the excitement is a reflection of a starving fan base, a diehard community that badly wants a new team to grow with, a new beginning, and liberation from that sourpuss, joyless basketball we were given for the past 2 years. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW, who make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com.
You know, we're just bringing in high-quality young men that are excited about coming to Phoenix, excited about playing for the Suns. They understand how important becoming a part of the community is for us moving forward as we're setting new standards and different things like that. And when you just talk to them, you can feel it that they're going to be just great parts of our team.
Brian Gregory was a very...
My guy from Chicago. The Suns. The Suns.
What happens when the Suns play the Bulls? The Suns.
Bulls. Suns. The Suns. So listen, there's a lot of excitement over what Brian Gregory did and what this front office did. And so they should be proud of themselves. And I'm glad to see the fan base reacting the way they are. It just really speaks to how much this town wanted renewal, wanted something different than the low-burning, chilling team of the Kevin and Devin era.
Something different, definitely. Brian Gregory, too, it's been a very eventful week. Going back to the first item on a business for him was obviously to find a new coach. Once that was done, the focus went to the Kevin Durant thing, and that was the next thing that was accomplished. And the Suns are getting criticism for what they got back or what they didn't get back in the Kevin Durant return. But let's not forget the fact that the Suns put themselves in that situation, and it wasn't a Brian Gregory decision that put them there.
Right.
Brian Gregory was not the individual who at the trade deadline said, all right, we can't get Jimmy Butler. We're not going to be able to trade Beal. Let's trade Durant. Let's do it. And then run it by him and then make him mad. That wasn't a Brian Gregory production.
No, it was not.
So he had to wiggle out of the work of others, and I think it was okay. Again, it's not world-beating. It's the best of a difficult situation. As you pointed out, part of that deal with Houston, getting the number 10 pick, and then having Kaman Malawach fall into your lap because he didn't go higher, didn't go as high as he was supposed to go, that looks like a bit of a genius stroke.
Yeah.
There's a lot of luck involved.
Yeah, that's luck is what that is. And yesterday was aggression. Round 1 was luck, round 2 was aggression.
Yeah,
that's the way I look at it.
I would say that.
And look, it might end up being foolhardy if Rasheer Fleming can't play to trade up twice just to get to that guy. It might be looked at as being a little bit that being inexperienced, thinking that you have to do all that because you believe a player is going to hit. But I think what they're trying to do is very, very difficult. And there's a lot of basketball experts who do not think they're going to be able to pull this off. The only way they can is if a couple of these guys are plug and play, ready-made for the NBA. That's a very, very big ask of a young man. And when I mention, and maybe it's because I'm getting older, but you're watching the NBA draft and you're seeing kids in braces, and you're just reminded, man, these are 18, 19-year-old kids.
Mm-hmm. Now, the second-round picks, both of them in Fleming and Brea, who they ended up getting at number 41, more on him in a second, but these are players who played a lot of college basketball.
Which is one of the reasons I like them.
Yeah.
Brea's a fifth-year senior, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fleming played 3 years in college. Yeah.
Overall, the youngest first-round ever in the NBA draft, average age.
Is it?
And I think one of the oldest ever for the second round. It was a lot of 3- and 4-year players.
Wow.
That's the way it's shifting.
That's interesting.
That pick at number 41, Koby Brea, the guard who played 4 years at Dayton but finished up at Kentucky. You can't read much about Koby Brea without the phrase elite shooter coming up. He's one of the better shooters in the draft. Here was Brian Gregory's thoughts on the number 41 overall pick.
Well, there's only one, I think he led the country in three-point shooting. So there's only one number one. The one thing he is, obviously, he's proven during his entire career at Dayton and at Kentucky, just how good he is shooting the ball. But every year he's gotten better and added another dimension to the shooting, where maybe early it was spot ups, then it became off of some pin downs and stagger screen actions, then it came off of actions off the dribble, then it was a little bit of the NBA with the sidestep threes and the step back threes. So that progression that we were able to evaluate and watch was a big reason for us taking him. He is an NBA three-point shooter at just a tad under 6'7" or right at 6'7". He also has the ability to shoot over a contested defender, which is really important in our game today.
Yeah, again, the theme of yesterday, you said it was aggressiveness.
Yeah.
Luck followed by aggressiveness. But it does, I mean, that type of activity in the second round does put a level of pressure on those two players to come in and play.
There's no doubt about it. And to correct Brian Gregory, Koby Brea was the number one three-point shooter in the SEC. He was 9th nationally. But still, 43.5% is no joke.
I thought and I haven't checked the numbers, but he shot 49.8% his last year at Dayton. So 2 years ago, he might have been the...
Okay, got it. That might be what... Yeah, there you go. That's probably what it was. So, yeah, so listen, he's obviously a ready-made shooter, but we've already got a lot of those. Yeah. So making this, so what's ahead in terms of trades and what sort of vets they can get to play at the minimum? We're going to go do that dance again, and not to always put cautionary tales on everything, but think about how we thought Matt Ishbia and James Jones were absolute geniuses for the 7 guys they signed in the span of 24 hours that Friday. Remember that? They threw out a bunch of 2-year contracts.
Yuta Watanabe.
Right. Oh, my goodness.
What a steal.
What a steal.
But also think of the level of vet that would now want to play on the minimum for this version of the Suns that doesn't have Kevin Durant and doesn't have title aspirations.
There'll be guys, but again, there's going to have to be a lot more luck involved, and a couple of these dudes, I mean, they're going to have to hit. Yeah. And you're very, very right about Fleming. The length they went to get to 31 does put a lot more pressure on him.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
To Jarrett's point, I hadn't even thought of this until you brought it up. The level of vets, because there's going to be other acquisitions made. But guys coming in on veteran minimum deals now, I think it's going to be a much hungrier bunch because they don't have the carrot of the championship. This is not a championship level team.
No.
Even though we thought it was, wrongly thought it was. I would say, by and large, the veteran minimum deals they signed over that 2-year period was not marked by those guys coming in and playing hard and being hungry.
No, that's a great point.
It was almost like, I hate to say it, we're just going to ride this.
Felt like it.
We got KD. Ain't that something?
Ain't that something?
It wasn't marked with any kind of hunger.
No, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. And that, to their credit, at least they're focusing on the right thing. Effort, commitment to the group, playing defense, playing with intensity at all times. It's offensive to be stuck with teams that don't, and we've been 2 years running. So look, if Devin Booker comes back, the player he was pre-KD, this team has a chance to surprise a lot of people.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.